Well, well, well. It is official, guys. For all the doubters, I'm sorry. Excusez-moi. So I figured I would pull it up just so we can see it. For those that have seen it, I'm not going to log in to my account for this. I just pulled it up on Instagram for Akai Pro so you can see it. And it ain't much else to say. It's official. It's happening. I'm excited for it. It's not whether you think it's the greatest thing ever, but the sheer fact that I keep clicking on it by mistake, that it's official. I'm gonna refresh the page real quick. See, when I don't click on it, you can see it. So it is a takeoff the MPC 60. That is true because they show it in the picture with the MPC 60, or is that the 3000? I don't know. Listen, I've never had either one, and I'm gonna be honest. I think it is a cool machine. I love the way what I hear from the 60 and the 3000, and I think tons of songs have been made on that we all like. So it's going to be kind of neat to see what happens. But March the 24th, 2026, it should be available for order. I would imagine. So the way I've noticed with Akai is that they don't do pre-orders like some companies do. They drop it and you just got to get it. And it's going to run out quick. You already know. There's going to be people buying. Hopefully people I'm hoping that they limit it to one per customer so that people don't buy three or four and start price gouging, because I can't stand when people do that. I think it's kind of stupid. Trying to capitalize on something just because it's new. But that's my hopes. So we'll see. I just want one to try. I've always wanted a portable device that is like that. So Roland was my portable for a while. I used it. Still like Roland, but I think the workflow is probably gonna be a little bit better. Probably. We'll see. Blatantly blatant. Good to see you. Megatone Productions. Ali Star, what's up? But I'm the liar, they said. They always hating on you. Blatantly blatant. They always hating. Everybody wants to hate until they can't relate. Let's go. So I'm excited. I think this is the first time, not that I'm not excited about the other Akai stuff that they put out, but this is the first one I'm really excited because it's different. It's something new. It's something. I think the last time I saw one that was this portable or small, it didn't have a battery. It was the MPC 500. I think it was probably, and I didn't. I mean, back in the day when they were out, I was a kid, so I couldn't afford it. I didn't have a job or anything like that, so I had no way of getting one. So now it's like, here's something that's portable. It kind of ticks all the boxes I'm looking for, checks all the boxes that so I'm excited. And I'm sure you guys are too. Still paying payments on my Live 3. Well, that dang Live 3 is something else though. That's a monster. That thing is um now I didn't keep mine. It was too much for me. It wasn't really, but I like this because of the simplicity of it. I think it's gonna be fun just to go back to the basics of simple workflow, and the Live 3 is on another level. Um, that thing is a full studio, everything. I mean, it's all in one. So, and I can imagine it would take a little while to work with it. They big hating in the MPC Facebook groups on me for sure. Miserable old heads. Yeah, there's always somebody gonna hate. That's just part of it. So I had guys hating on me because I showed them the pictures that had the measurements that somebody did which I was given through another person who I did not relay their name because they didn't ask me to. And they were like, well, you should have revealed who created this. Go figure it out yourself. I don't owe you anything. I'm just showing you this because somebody showed it to me. So it's funny how people want to hate on every little thing they possibly can hate on just to say something stupid in the comments. Back to the basics. Yes, sir. Yeah, back to the basics. I think it's sometimes going back to the basics. I remember in my job that I'm doing now, when I first started, the I draw on blueprints, by the way. So they told me I had to learn how to do the work on the actual old blueprints that came out. So I had to go to somebody and sit with them for a whole day and learn how to get the calculations off of blueprints, off of an actual blueprint. My grandfather used to work on construction and he had blueprints. So anyway, I had never done this a day in my life. I knew I was used to computers. When I went back and did that, it made everything make sense. So I'm hoping that this is like a revelation because I didn't get to experience the old MPCs. Well, at least not in my house. I didn't. I saw them in the stores and stuff like that, but I never was able to get to them. They were just way, way high in price at that time. So yeah, looks like a mini 60. That's what I think too. And if you look here, from what we can see in that picture, and if you have Instagram and you go on your Instagram, type in Akai Pro, which is what this is, Akai Pro, then you can see it yourself and get a little closer view. But yeah, that's the MPC 60, I believe. Could, yeah, for sure. So I think that's what they modeled it after. And I actually really like it. I've never tried one, but everything I've ever heard from them sounds good. So I'm looking forward to that. So we're just chatting it up. There's nothing else to look at. We got to wait for Akai to drop some more details, but just wanted to get on to let people know it is true and official now. We can actually be a little more excited. Mixed the old and the new and made it compact. Nice. I have gas. We all do. Welcome to the club, Club Gas. Um, so yeah, I'm just trying to see how they're gonna do this ordering thing because I'm really thinking people are gonna be trying to like order 3 and 4 of those things. So I'm hoping that's not the case and they just let everybody have access to get one. So that's gonna be my hopes. I'm pretty close to a Guitar Center, so I could just drive down there. If they have them in stock, I'm just gonna grab one. Well, I'm not gonna steal it, but I'm gonna buy one. Let me say it the correct way. I'll just do that because I don't want to wait and try to get in a line of ordering something and then it's not there. So I'm gonna check that morning, see if they're on Guitar Center's website, and I'm gonna put the Jets on it. If not, I'll just grab one off of American Music Supply or somewhere like that. My thing is the embargo lifted. Well, I mean, for them to put an actual date on it means they know for sure it's in stores. I believe, okay, so let me put it like this. When the MPC Key 61 first came out, and I wanted to try it to see if it was something I could get into, because I do love the keys. I went down to Guitar Center 2 to 3 days before it released. Now, I ain't ratting nobody out because I'm not saying no names, but some of the people there that I do know that were managers told me that it was in stock. So they had it days before the release date. Now they couldn't open it and they couldn't show it to me, but they told me it's in their warehouse place. So my thoughts is usually when Akai does something, it's probably a few days to a week or so. It's it's already in the store. Excuse me, one second. Let me clear my throat. Away from the mic, that is. Um, it's usually in stock at the stores. So if they put a date on it, it's probably already there or going to be there. Or at some locations, it may already be in the store, but they're waiting. They're saying by this time, all locations, that they've sent it out to should have it in stock, right? Because they're sending it out to all the guitar centers. You got American Music Supply and Zounds share warehouses, so they pull from the same distribution center. And then Sweetwater has their own thing, and then there's all the other ones, right? So everybody should have access to it. Alto Music or whoever else you find it that has it by that time. Now that's my experience from working from going not working, but I practically live there at Guitar Center. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, man. They said they will ship when it's lifted. Dope. I'm excited. I'm excited for you, Blatant to get one. Especially being that you got in early on something that you were unsure on. That's crazy. But it's super cool that you were able to share it with everybody. I'm looking forward to what you think once you get it. It's been photographed by Alto, so it's likely in stock everywhere. Or it's exactly, Ali Star. You're right. The fact that they were able to Photoshop it means they probably got theirs earlier than some of the other people. And Akai didn't want to put a release date on it early because some people hadn't got it yet. And they don't do it seems like to me they're not doing pre-orders. Akai just wants to put it out there, let people go get it. Because when Roland, I don't know if you guys remember this, but when Roland dropped the SP404, what's up, Oscar Slap? What's up, Certified Beats? Good to see you guys. When Roland dropped the SP404, if you recall, they did it like right before COVID, or was it during COVID? It was right at COVID time, somewhere around there, and they were sold out quick. I think I was one of the first people outside of people who maybe got them way before me, as far as like influencers or people like that. I remember Sweetwater calling me and saying they got one for me, and they only had maybe like 10 or something like that in stock. And I was like, what? So they sent it to me. So I got it, and I knew I was like one of the few people with it because if they only had 10, everybody orders from Sweetwater. And then I don't think at that time Guitar Center had any. So I'm just saying, more than likely with Akai, they're already in the stores. I haven't went to the store this week yet or today, or I've been really busy, but I'm thinking about stopping in just to say hello to my good friends at GC and just say, hey, give me the skinny. Just to know if they got them in. They don't have to show me, they don't have to pull it out, none of that breaking the rules stuff. But if they got them in, at least I just want to know. So when I go down there on the 24th, which happens to be in what, about 11 days? 24th falls on a Tuesday. So March the 24th is a Tuesday. So yeah, I'll go down there and we'll see. So that's going to be pretty cool. Some people don't like the design or way it looks. I do personally, but I'm not as picky as some people are. I'm lying. I'm picky. I'm very picky, but I actually like it. So, and it seems to be if those measurements work out, 8 by 7, little over 8 by 7 inches, something like that, means it's a little bit smaller than or and lengthwise than the SP404. So looking forward to that. What's I said Oscar. Yep, I suppose. If they drop this on the gram, when you think you would get a video Tuesday, Thursday, I would think. Let's see. We got 11 days before the actual drop. They gotta be dropping a video next week. So maybe Tuesday, Thursday, something like that. Yeah, because if they're putting it out the following Tuesday, then I imagine there's gonna be some leaks for video purposes. That is. Now, my question is, when will the YouTube influencers who have one already, because there's somebody who got them, when are they allowed to drop their video? And Akai usually drops theirs the same day. So whether it's Tuesday or Thursday, either way, it's going to happen. I mean, it's bound to happen next week because the week after is the drop. So they love to build anticipation. So this little thing you're looking at on screen is just their starter. I mean, look at that. It's already like 4,000 people clicked on that. That's crazy. 15,000 here. I'm looking at how many click on these things. So look at this, 15,000 people clicked on this where they're showing like old MPC 60. So you already know that many people are loving this. It's going to be insane. What's up, Meerkat? Good to see you, man. Yeah, we're just chatting it up. Now that we got a release date and we know that it's official, it makes it kind of a fun thing to talk about and celebrate and kind of, yeah, we can move through and be excited. Yeah, certified beats. I think they're gonna have more than 100. Oh, you're talking about the Supreme. Yeah, Supreme did reveal their KO2. I kind of suspected that would go. Everything with TE goes quick like that, but I think people are doing that so that they can just resell them, try to make a bunch of money off people off the. Because if you can make people hype on the fact that there's not a lot of them on the market that you can access, then people will spend their money. So that's all they're doing. Hey guys, if you can hit the like for me, that'd be greatly appreciated. Again, we're chatting it up, just having fun, no pressure. If anybody don't want to be here, feel free to go. We're just talking about it. That's all. This thing with the iPad will be insane. Yes, Megatone. I feel you, man. I'm thinking the same thing. I'm thinking with the iPad, I'm thinking if you have like an art, like I have the Astrolab, it might be fun to mix that with the Astrolab and use the Astrolab for all my instruments and just record in or sample in or whatever I want to do. It is going to be cool. Native Instruments must me must me like must be like the sell the company. Yeah, that would be they. I mean, I wish them the best, man. I'm not a big fan. I'm a big fan of their sound. Their sound is good. It's just I don't really care for their plugins, the UIs, the everything. It just doesn't appeal to me. But the sound is actually really good. I like the design. Just depends on the specs and track count. You know what? That's a good point, Meerkat. I have not looked at the old MPC 60 or 3000 features. I know it was a simpler workflow. I know it wasn't super intricate like today's stuff where it's almost a DAW in the box. So, but there's a ton of folks, the old school folks that have these machines and know the workflow inside and out. So I'm thinking that a lot of them will make videos and to hype stuff up. So it'll be pretty cool. I'm gonna do some research on that though. That's a good point. You bet Bolo and Av has one. Yep. Wait, they drop us on Tuesday and the live 3 was on Thursday. Okay. You might be right, blatantly blatant. It might be Thursday, maybe. Oh, they drop it. Oh, you saying the live 3 was on a Thursday. This is on a Tuesday. Do you remember when they dropped the live 3 videos? That's a question. Need a 11, all 11 likes. Yes, I do. Certified beats. Well, the likes just help people to come check it out. And you know what's more important? They're checking out you and your comments. Because when they watch this later on, after I push it through the system here, they're going to be seeing what you said and what you are talking about. So your conversation is just as much as my mouth running right now. Pause. Um, Old MPC 60 had like 99 track count. Seriously, 99 track count? Good gracious. It will be the same as the KO2s, but without their little restrictions. You think it's only going to be like the KO2 has what, like 4 tracks? Well, 4 banks, right? And then you have each pad could be a track. So you think it's going to be only like 4 banks and each pad could be a track? Maybe I'm misreading that. I already aggregate my Live 3, iPad and Mac Mini. I will add this to my setup. Oh, very cool. Yeah. Well, I'm using the Zoom Live Track L6 Max, so I can run everything through there and record right into the SD card. And I don't have to unplug it. I can just, because it's plugged in, I can access the SD card from the Zoom L6. So I can just record into the Zoom L6 if I need to, or send it back out to my iPhone or whatever I want to do. I can run my Osmos through it. I mean, it's whatever I want. Better go get that new micro. Yeah, I got one. I got the one for the Nintendo Switch 2, which is the Express. It's very fast. That's what's in my Live Track L6 Max. I'll probably just switch that out and then get something cheap for the L6 because I don't need a real high end card for that. Um, Same with the MPC 3000, had more RAM in the 3000 and the 32-bit. Okay. So when you say 99 tracks, like you legit mean 99 MIDI tracks to control your. Oh, exactly 100. Yep. Already got a micro SD on deck. There you go. Mega is ready. Megatone said, "I'm already ready. Don't even test me." Um, Video was Thursday. I thought, might be wrong, but I think Thursday because ordered Lanze, I'm sorry, ordered and got his on Friday. Wait, he ordered. So wait, Lanze ordered his. Oh, you talking about the MPC Live 3? He ordered. He ordered on Thursday and got it on Friday. He must live in New York. Funds allocated party mer. If I say it wrong, pardon me. But it's party Mary. Funds allocated. Yeah. Wow. Video was Thursday. So you're saying with the Live 3, the video was a Thursday and he got it on a Friday. He must be in New York because I would imagine, depending on where he ordered it from or who he ordered it from, to get it in one day. Like I think Sweetwater can get it to you that fast because he's in New York and they're in what? Are they in Michigan? Sweetwater, Michigan? Something like that. Anyway, I might have that wrong. Do you think you could pair a 25 mini keyboard with this winder if they will have Bluetooth? I wonder if they're going to have Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. Well, we know they got MIDI because we can see that on the back of the pictures. So you'll definitely be able to do some MIDI. How it will work, that's a whole different story. Hopefully they didn't try to go too nostalgia on us and go, hey, let's make it identical to the 60. Because to me, it looks like the 60, but I think with the flex beat and all that stuff, it's going to be kind of a modern day version of what the 60 would be like if they enhanced it. So I don't think it's full on nostalgia going backwards because there was no flex beat and all that stuff back then. So it's going to have some of the newer features. Let's be real. Live 3, he was on the East Coast. Okay, yeah. So on the East Coast, I'm thinking if he ordered from Sweetwater, and they have a lot more warehouses on the East Coast, I think. They just opened one in Arizona that I think American Music Supply and Zounds orders from or pulls from. And then Sweetwater, of course, is East Coast. So if he's on the East Coast, naturally he would get it in a day. It makes sense. Nervous Cook's going to go ham. Yeah, he is. He's dope. I like his videos. Ant McQueen. I love that name. That's dope. Ant McQueen. So Anthony McQueen. Yeah, that's a cool name. It's a neat looking machine aesthetically. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. It is neat looking aesthetically. From the sounds of it, it sounds exactly what the streets wanted. Absolutely. I agree with you. Um, Jabarin, Jabarin the Benz. What's up, Jabarin the Benz? Nice to see you. We're just chatting it up, guys, about the fact that we actually have a release date now and know that it's official. So, yeah, any thoughts, feel free to comment. Just having fun. They might do what Roland did with the smaller TR 808 and 303. Elaborate on that a little bit more, Jabbar. We want to know what you're talking about. So Roland 404 Day is coming up too, April the 4th, right? So let's see what Roland does. If they're gonna like maybe give some new improvements on the 404 Mark II. Are they gonna drop another one? I don't know. I have no inside scoop on that, but I'm curious to see what they're gonna do. The KO2 workflow is practically the MPC 60 workflow, simple but open. Okay. I've used the KO2. I like it. It's decent. I used it back when it didn't have all the more enhancements that they've added when it very first came out, but mine was broken, so I ended up sending it back. My speaker was messed up and my fader. If it had a tilt screen, it would excuse me, go flat and be even more. I agree. But if it's built pretty sturdy, and you already know Deck Saver's gonna come out with something. They're gonna drop him a little. They're gonna capitalize on this. A portable deck, like a little deck saver to go over the top of it. That's all you need. Just get a deck saver and throw that joint in your backpack, and you're good. MC 1000. I don't think that it was the sample of the sound of it. I don't think that was the sample of the sound of it. And Roland did a smaller. Interesting. Alto Music is in New York, but I'm on New Jersey, so shipping shouldn't be absolutely blatantly blatant. You're gonna get it quick. I think Lonze is in on the East Coast, so there you go. So both of you guys should have yours pretty quick. And I'm kind of glad you guys are getting it first. Um, Not only because you put those pre-orders in, but just because I know you guys are both heavily into MPC and stuff. So that's going to be good, and you can kind of give us the skinny. So we look forward to that. MC 1000, very cool. That's funny. They need to put that P6 in the rolling package. Yeah, I agree. The P6, a lot of the P6 stuff needs to just be in the Roland 404. If they would have just added, if you want to do granular, add it to the 404. If you want to do um a better, well, the step sequencer is not terribly bad in the 404. It's okay if you're into step sequencers. But they could have like the whole lo-fi like sample rates. They could have put the sample rate feature inside of the SP404 Mark II. That to me would have been amazing. But yeah, the P6 could be a little bit better. And they need to put a stronger battery in that thing. Why did you get rid of the Live 3? I'm assuming you mean me. Well, the price was a bit much for what I wanted to pay. And when I got it, well, first of all, I was away and then I got it while I was away. So I had it like a week, but I never opened it because I was gone. So when I got back to open it, mind you, all the videos people had put out, I had had time by that time to see how it really worked. So I was gone like a week before I got to use it. So when I got back to use it, I lost my joy using it. And it wasn't that it was bad, it just felt like a computer in a box. It felt like I didn't feel like it made me want to use it. It just felt like it was just a nice computer with dope pads, a sequencer on it. So it didn't, I don't know. I'm hoping that this one makes me feel more like an instrument. Like the SP404 feels like an instrument. You have to really learn how to use it. You got to work with it. It's a little more work involved in using the SP to make a good song on it. Same thing, I think, with the older MPCs. It was like more of an instrument, whereas the new ones feel like the sequencer is amazing for sure. We already know that. But the new ones feel like you have a DAW in a box. That's how I feel with some pads, of course, and some buttons. But that's just what it feels like. So that for me, it missed the mark for me. It's not a bad device. It just wasn't for me. Oh man, it makes me think now. What are Roland doing for exactly, Ali Star? Maybe one day this with mini MPC comes quick after XL. Yeah, that could be true. The fact that we don't have individual filters like the P6 makes it look lackluster to me. Well, we don't really know everything about it though yet. To be fair, party Mari, we don't really know all the details. We're looking at pictures and we have no clue exactly what's in there, what it's gonna do, how much is the internal memory, and we just don't know yet. So that's kind of so I don't want to. For me personally, I wouldn't comment on that because I don't know. I'm saying unless you're talking about the Roland and you're not talking about the MPC sample. Um, I'm saying the TR-808 has a smaller version, and I think the Kai is doing the same thing with the MPC sample. I think this is their first portable device. People say the Live is portable. That thing is big and clunky. I mean, it's not a bad device. It's just not super portable. It may be portable for the stage or portable in comparison to like the MPC XL, but is that really portable? I don't know. Everybody's got a different definition of what portable is. Um, it will have filters just like the P6, I suspect. Yeah, I think it probably will. I think the filters will be there. Akai Akai hardly ever put something out and give you some. It's very rare that it's trash or you'd be like, man, this is terrible. Even ones that I don't keep or if I don't like it personally, it's not trash. It's just me not liking it or somebody else just not liking it. There's still good stuff though. So I don't think it'll be a problem. How do we pre-order this? To be honest with you, nobody knows yet. And I was saying this, they didn't do pre-orders for the MPC Key 37 or the 61. It was just when it dropped, it was in the store. You go to the store and you just get it or you order it. Yeah, Kai don't do pre-orders. So yeah, I don't think they do either. Picture 10 at guitar picture 10 at guitars, and that's hilarious. That is true though. They release the engaged demand. Yep. Will this feel like koala in a box? Maybe. Koala will have, I mean, I doubt this thing is gonna have stem separation like koala. I doubt. But yeah, but I could see what you're saying. Yeah, it could. To me, the SP404 feels like koala in a box. Or I should say koala kind of taken from a bit of all of them. But yeah, feels like that. I think this one might be I'm not gonna say it's better than the SP because I haven't even used it, but I think it's gonna be better because Akai just they do great at sampling. That's their thing. They're known for that, being amazing with their samplers. I'm not a fan of Akai's instruments personally, but that's just me. I'm not a fan of them. I mean, I'd much rather have Omnisphere and things of that nature when it comes to instruments because I'm picky about that. Like I want my sound to be top tier, best it can be. But the sampling aspect of Akai, there's no question they're the best. Um, and their sequencer is amazing too. This is with Roland. Oh, okay. You were commenting P6 verse 4:4. Yeah. Sorry, Potty Murray. We both thought you were talking about the sample. Yeah, you're right. There's some things that they can do better for sure. Thing with Roland is they just brought back old guys from the four for the four Mark II. The new group, Aria group, are different. This may be the moment Aria takes over for Mark III. Yeah, I could see that happening too with the 404. It may get better, but in a different way, like more new and different. Or 505. That'd be interesting. Live is a flagship for mid budget. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Flag. I mean, I've seen somebody use it live. Actually, seen a couple people use it live. I think Justin Bieber used it live, and I know there was another lady that does jazz that I know. She was using it for like her back vocal tracking. When she was singing her song, she'd hit the thing and be singing with it. I've seen Erica Badu, I think, use one live. If I'm not mistaken, she was on. But anyway, yeah, I've seen a few people do it. They were using the MPC Live. The Live 3 acts as my interface. Man, the Live 3 is incredible as far as what it can do. And if you're the kind of person that don't really want to use plug-in or like use computers, then yeah, it's you could just be all Live 3 and it's got pretty much a computer built into it. It's practically there. Yes, Akai don't do janky. That's true. They are very they do put out quality. I would say they're the Apple of sampling, like in the sense that they put out top pretty good stuff. It's pretty quality. Do people suspect that we're going back to the MPC firmware pre 2.0 on just sample side with the workflow in this? Yeah, that'd be a question for some others. It's a third party company that has made the MPC sample. It's not software 3 or 2.0. Yeah, I think this is its own thing. It's not going to be, which is why I'm more intrigued. It's not going to be what I already know. Like if they were just throwing this out as what we already have seen and it's just like, oh yeah, you're just using the same workflow, the same, I might be like, well, it's cool that it's portable, but I don't know if I like that workflow. So I'm more intrigued because this is a different workflow. This is, I believe they're trying to make it more like the previous MPC 60 workflow. That's what I'm suspecting based on what we know. So we'll see. We don't know enough right now to know anything, but we're just speculating and talking. Nothing is comparable to Koala, in my honest opinion. I have to agree with you, Megatone. The only reason I say the 404 is because there is some similarities in that workflow because I know it well enough now, both of them, that where I see similars, so similar things, but it's not the same. It's not exactly, but it can be a controller for a koala, and it's the first hardware that I've seen that made something for a koala. I mean, you can use other little controllers or whatever, sure, but I'm talking about an actual piece of hardware that can go standalone. That if you hook koala to it, it connects and you can play and trigger everything via MIDI. It's the first one I've seen. Um, yeah, I've heard it may be coming from a third party with this rather than full. Yeah, and I'm actually excited that it's a third party because it's going to give us a different perspective of working. And I think if people really like it, then maybe Akai will build from there and start growing, having these platforms for other stuff other than these workstations, because the Live 3 and the MPC XL and even the MPC 1, they're more like a full workstation. Even the MPC Key 61 and the 37, it's like a full workstation. Whereas this is more dedicated sampler is what I'm gathering from it. I like the fact that the one shots on the instruments, hopefully they will not narrow us down to only 25 keys like Roland did. That was the dumbest thing ever, to only make it where you can only use 25 keys with a controller plugged in. That's so stupid. You want to make it at least 49 to 61, something like that, where you could plug in a MIDI controller and actually play across the keys. To limit it to 25 keys was just, I don't get that. Roland, that was kind of a miss. In production for over 2 years. Alicia Keys had a lot. Okay, Alicia Keys, dope. The parts used on this sample are all older parts from the older gear, like the 4,000, 5,000, 1,000 parts for older machines. Interesting. Well, if that's true, that's pretty cool. Again, I haven't heard any details on that, so I'm just reading what you're saying, and if it's true, it's true. It's not, it's not. From the leaked photos, it has sequences. Yes, I believe it has sequences. I think I saw that too. If you look at this photo here, I believe you're looking at sequences on there. And from what I've seen in videos of the MPC 60 and the 3000, it had that kind of vibe too. So somebody went in and, are we gonna get the JJOS version? I'm just kidding, of the software. Anyway, I saw one of those machines. I think it was the 1000 that had like a time stretch thing on it, and I was like, "Whoa, that's crazy!" I didn't even know that was out back then, because I knew people just did like a lot of pitching and different things. So that I was pretty interesting to see. Koala is champion on the level of a goated samplers. Yeah, it is. I mean, Koala is like, you just pull it up, go to town, and start working immediately. I mean, putting it on your phone, I carry it on my phone everywhere. Have it on the iPad, even have it on the MacBook. It's everything, because it's so quick to just pull it out, capture a sample. You're not going to beat it as far as fast sampling and creating something on the spot quick. But for some people, it's not fun because they don't want to touch the glass. And I respect that, because I get tired of that too, which is why I think a lot of people want either a dedicated controller or a piece of hardware with it running in the hardware, just so that they don't feel like they're touching the glass. And I agree, Ellie Star, yeah, it would be great as a piece of hardware. But the developer who I talked to, I mean, he doesn't want to do that. So now here's what I would think: if somebody came to Merrick the developer, and said, "Hey, Merrick, I created this piece of hardware, and it can run the software," and they brought it to him, and they were doing, and maybe they had to buy some permissions from him to be able to use his software. I don't know. I don't know if he would do it or not, but I'm just saying that would be pretty cool. So if somebody's out there that wants to do that, by all means, reach out to Merrick and see if you can do it, because that would be incredible. And you're talking about making some money. All you have to do is just figure out how to design the hardware that can run the software. And I think at one point he had it running on Linux. I know it works on PC, Mac, and of course iOS. So there's a thought. Android. It works on Android too. Moding the software. As soon as firmware is retrievable, it'll be moddable. And iPad is the hard iPad is the hardware. That's funny. No, it is Koala and I. The iPad, I mean, if there was, it'd be cool if somebody came up with an overlay that overlays over the glass but doesn't affect the glass in any way, but that you could use with Koala. That would be pretty cool. a little overlay that you can lay over the top. But you know how hard that would be? You'd have to like perfectly figure out the dimensions. If I just don't think it would work. I think it would be too much work. What's Ken Kenzobli Kenzobli Kenzobli? I'm probably saying that wrong. Tearing up your name. I'm gonna call you Ken. So Kenzo, since I can't figure out the rest. So what is this thing going to sound like an MPC 60? I think I don't know. I don't want to say. I'm just gonna tell you what I think because I don't know. I think they modeled the looks after an MP60. If you look at the picture, you can tell they got it sitting on top of an MPC 60. So the looks kind of favor an MPC 60. Maybe the workflow, as far as the DAW, has some similarity. Ali Star believes, I'm going to say he believes because I don't know if he knows that there may be some recycled parts from the older machines. Maybe. Maybe they put some converters in there. Who knows? We don't know until we get it. We don't have the details. But it's all speculation. Only thing we can say for sure now is that it is officially coming out on March the 24th, 2026. So it is a real product. It looks identical in the picture that we see from Akai on the screen. So we do know it's a real product. Roger Lynn's name isn't on it. Yeah, you're right. His name isn't on it. But that doesn't mean he hasn't done videos where he approves the MPC. And we know it's not exactly, and it's not an MPC 60. It's just modeled after it. So it's kind of like being inspired by it with the colors and the look. But look at the color pads on the MPC 60. I think they look like they're blue. And these are gray. So not everything's identical. This is why Bolo made that one shot video beat making, maybe, but it will have one shots on there. We know that for a fact because if they put MIDI on there, you should be able to run a MIDI controller to it and play it. So we don't know how that will work, but we do know it's on there. I already talked about that. Move everything versus sample everything. It will probably be hacked within this year. Maybe, yeah. We'll see. I like move everything. I think I like where it's going. It's a little bit much though, but if you could dig that very heavy menu diving workflow, then why not? But I'm okay with this machine being simple because that's kind of the fun. Like Koala is simple to me. I like that about it. When I just want to do some sampling or mess around, come up with some ideas, I can get started. What I'm hoping for is that the exporting from the SD card, the micro SD that is, will be a lot easier and better. That's what I'm hoping. That if I run my USB-C out, I can just access the drive really quick and pull my files off of it. I hope that audio over S audio over SP, audio over USB-C is available. Kind of like with the SP, I hope we have that vibe. That's something I'm hoping for that I think they could do. It's not impossible. Um, we already know there's an internal battery. I hope that it's a good battery, like a lithium ion, whatever the best one that we can get to. Why is this happening? So yeah, those are things that I'm really hoping for personally. I'm sure you have your hopes too. Oh, you saying as far as the sound? Yeah, could be. Could be an emulation. I mean, isn't the I think in the MPC Live 3 and the newer MPC Lives, don't they have a MPC 60 emulator? Or is it a 3000 emulator? I think there's an emulator plug-in. So they already know kind of how to emulate the sound. So it'll probably be something in there that colors the sound, I would imagine. But we'll see. That'll be interesting though to figure out what they're gonna do there. Roger Lynn's name wasn't on 2000, 5000, 4000, etc. Yeah, they removed it, I think, after a certain period of time. I highly doubt it's gonna be sound like trash. Oh yeah, Kai's not putting out nothing that sounds like trash. Slick Criminals. Love it. Very cool name. Inspired like the XSE. Oh, if you got the XL, yeah, you're probably good. But this is not even, this is more about portability. You're not buying this thinking it's gonna compare to um an XL or a Live 3 or anything like that. It's its own thing. And it doesn't even, I don't even think it's the same workflow. The workflow is gonna be a little different. The MPC 60 has electronic sign designed by EMS Synthi Company, very special. Nice. Yeah, this I got some drums that were ran through an MPC 60 and man, they sound so good. They just, I don't know what that machine did, but it did it. It just sounds really, really good. And I'm talking about these are just somebody's samples they ran through a machine and then spit them out and gave them. I don't know if they gave them away. Somebody gave them to me though. Um, Back in the day, I paired my iPad Air with the MMC Element, something like that for Koala would be super dope. Yeah, I think if anything, Merrick would make a controller at some point. I could see him doing that. Um, that might be something he do, but not definitely not a full-fledged piece of hardware unless, as I said earlier, somebody comes to him and presents him with a cool idea where he don't have to make the device, something like that, and he don't have to be responsible for that leg of it. Maybe some a partnership might be kind of cool. That would be pretty nice. Also, there's that's a clue to the sound and the USB powerage equals no MPC 60 sound. Yeah, I don't expect it to sound like the MPC 60, but like an emulation probably would be in there. I could imagine them doing that. There's a 63,000, the 1200, and the 1000. Yes, exactly. So they already have emulators that sound like that. So all they have to do is throw that in and say, there you go. This is more about portability, like really just something portable you can take with your phone or you could take somewhere and record somewhere without having to carry a full-fledged machine around. I'm thinking something like the MPC 500, except for not those crazy 12 pads they had. Would actually having 16 and then maybe have the sound of emulation sound of the 60. Yeah, the vintage effects plugin does what the original did to the output. There you go. So you just put an emulation in there. Yeah, I'm not a fan, Kenzo, of the emulation modes. So I'm not saying that I am. I'm just saying that's probably what they could do, I guess. But we'll see. I'm sure they put some thought in there. That I do like Air Flavor Pro. It was nice. Yeah, Air Flavor Pro engine is very nice. The newer NPCs are clean. I had most of them. The older ones do sound better, like for real. Just like you just said about the 60. Yeah, I agree with you, Kenzo. Um, that sound is something else. I don't know if you'll ever be able to get it 100% like it was because they don't have the same converters. They don't have the same, but if they get it close, that'll work. I mean, because right now I'm just listening to samples right off of somebody made through their MPC 60. But once you process them out of there, you got what you got. As soon as I put them in my own song in Ableton or whatever, they don't sound the same as what they did when they came out of that machine. So it's going to change a little bit anyway. They do sound good though. I ain't gonna lie about that. But anyway, that's a whole different thing. Sound is so subjective. Everybody has their feeling on what sounds good or doesn't sound good. Lives live these old machines overcame the room sound, but recorded their all similar. Yeah, that's what I was basically saying. Yeah, once you record them, it's gonna sound similar to whatever you. I mean, typically you're gonna put some reverb on it, or maybe you don't. But I put a little bit of air, drum air reverb on it. So as you start adding stuff to it, it's not gonna be exactly the same anyway. Maybe as long as the workflow, you enjoy the workflow, the sound, you can sample the sound from anywhere, right? And bring it in. So you could sample an MPC 60 sound, just bring it into this little machine and throw it through, and it's going to sound like whatever you brought it in as anyway. When it goes out, it's clean. So what? I mean, you dirty it up yourself. You throw some dirt over it and make it dirty. Run it through a saturation pedal or run it through some other processor that you have, and then you're good. My favorite one right now is this that I use on almost all my tracks, the Silver Bullet MK2. This is a piece of hardware, but they made a plug-in, and it goes on every song I have. And I use this Bit Maker 12,000, just like the 12,000 vibe. So we're all using most people these days are using plugins, unless you rich, and you got studio equipment and you got all of that. I also use the Whelp compressor mastering edition. Good Hertz sounds really good with the Stones thrower preset in there. All of that together. You can get the 303 vibes and whatever else you want on there. So yeah, whatever you got, just use it. As long as you like it, that's all that matters in the end. But yeah, the new ones are cleaner. Yep, they sound better on the old ones. I agree, but they are what they are at this point, right? What we gonna do? Maybe the back has the room dope converters and hence the shape or the battery. Well, I think they did that back like that to give you the slant screen. I mean, if you look at this picture over here, you can see it has this little back on here. You see this? So they're just mimicking this. This is the 60, if I'm not mistaken. This actually might be the 3000 or maybe another edition of the 60, but I think this is the original 60 right here. So if you look at it, the 3000, if this is the 3000, it has this little bumper. That's what they're mimicking. They even put the bumper on here. I can't see a bumper on this one, to be honest. But the back right here, that's this. The same, that's their take. So it looks like they're pulling from two machines. It looks like a 60 and a 3000 and piecing it together. Oh, the 62. Okay, I didn't know there was a two. See, I didn't get to try all these. I mean, I heard people using them, but I didn't get to try them. So the 62, and this is the 60, the original. So they're just taking from both of those and making you a new machine. Nothing beats an SP 1200 in the flesh or an MPC 3000, but really what should we be looking for is ASR remakes. Yeah. I mean, let's be real. I saw a Dilla's MPC, I think it was MPC 60, might have been a 3000. Can't remember, it's been a while. But I seen it in a museum or something, and it was incredible. But without Dilla, it's just a machine. He made that machine sound the way he did. It was the artist. So you can have all the machines in the world, but your music will sound like your music because it's you. So I mean, the sounds that we hear, those people were able to get those sounds. Now it's about what can you get from those machines or any machine and create your own lane in the music, right? But I get the nostalgia of stuff and people wanting it. Um, yeah, ASR would be nice if they did a remake. Make a little bit more portable ASR, like an MPC 60 key 61, something like that. That's an ASR. Um, yeah, there's layers to emulation terminology for sure. There's so much to electronics and stuff like that, and trying to recreate stuff is really complicated, and and it hardly ever sounds exactly the way you want it. 12 pads on the Akai product is blasphemy. I never liked that move. Yeah, I didn't either. I with you. I remember seeing that thing in the store, the 500, and was like confused on why it didn't have 16. It was like, what is this? It sounded pretty good though. The converters in it were pretty good, I think, if I remember right. That's been so long ago now I can't think about it. I cannot wait for for this and Scalar 3 on iOS. Yeah, Scalar 3 is already on iOS and beta, and it will be. They're still. I just got an update yesterday on that, so just waiting to see when they're gonna push it out to the public. But it's already on there and it works great. Currently, it's on the iPhone too. Believe it or not, small plug. It's on the iPhone and on um, iPad. It's harder to use on the iPhone because obviously the iPhone is smaller screen, but it works still pretty good. And for portability purposes, imagine if you use AUM Scalar 3 on the iPhone, you could just record your chords into your MPC sample and then play them back. But anyway, just a little plug on that since you mentioned it. 60 MK2 had filters, 60 didn't. So it's 60 design with features from the 60 MK2. Well, that's good. It seems like they took the best of both. We like the way it looked. We like the way certain things about the filters. So they took the best of both and put it together. Do you think that they can pull off the sound without emulation? What's up, Boomby? Yeah. Um, I don't think nowadays without emulation, I don't think you can tell the. Yeah, I'm with you, Ali. So I don't really think the average listener can tell. I mean, if you're an audio like file, what do they call that audio file when a person's like really they're listening to everything they're scrutinizing, maybe, but I don't think the average ear can tell. A good song is a good song in the end. How it's what it's ran through. No, the only people that care about that are the people that make it and the producers like us who make music that want to feel that certain feeling that it was given by those older machines. But I don't think the rest of the people really care. I mean, at least your listener won't care. Wonder if the workflow will be easier to pick up than the EP 133. What's up, Ocho man? Ocho man. Easier. It's it's hard to say. I mean, you do have a screen. I think that part's going to be easier. Anytime you put a screen on something where you can see what you're doing, it should be easier. That's just how I feel. Even the SP404 Mark II is way easier to use than the older SPs in the sense that and I say that in the sense of the workflow. I'm not talking about whether you like the sound of something or you got used to using it. It's just you have a screen and you can see everything. So it became a little bit easier. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't like the sound of a 303 better and the sound of a 202 better. I do, but yeah, it really comes down to just whether I think the EP 133 is cool, but I really I really don't if I'm gonna use something with just button pressing, I don't know. That's kind of subjective. I'm not even gonna go there. No point. Um, yeah, the KO. That's what I've heard is that the KO is the old workflow that you use on MPC. I think this one will be a little bit different though because you got all this flex bead and all this stuff on here. So I don't know. We'll see. The artist makes the instruments play. Exactly. You know how many times I've said I want to play my guitar like I'm Prince? I'll never play like I'm Prince. I've seen him 3 times in real life playing right in front of me, and I still can't play like him and never will. Just because we're all different, we play. I mean, you play how you play and you make music how you make. That's just what we do. So just find your lane and carve it. Um, I don't think it'll be menu divey. They put enough buttons on it. So looks like Beats by Alonze just dropped a video. He's going live. We should all go check his video out. He's going live to talk about it. Support him too. I was reading recently some psychology about all this reminiscing and nostalgia driven entertainment might be in the form of I ain't gonna say that, but maybe we do have that alley star. No menu diving out this unit settings. Nothing can be more menu diving than the SP404. And I learned it, and I'm just saying it's very menu diving. There's nothing that's gonna beat that. And definitely nothing is gonna be more menu diving than that Roland P6. That thing is so oh my gosh. And trying to read that encrypted words they got on there, there's nothing that could be worse than that. Button for everything near the menu and just sections with dedicate. I mean, there's enough buttons on this thing. Plus, you have shift. I'm sure there'll be shift buttons and stuff like that. So you'll be good from buying Scalar 3 for the Mac due to the coming on iOS. I'm ready. Yeah, I bought it for the Mac, knowing that it would come to iOS. I'm on the beta for iOS. It's great. It's just like same as on desktop. And I still use it. Now I don't use all the features on Scalar, but I do use some of the certain ones that I like. Um, yeah, it is real. Thank you. I'm glad I got to see Prince. He's my favorite artist, like of all time. Yeah, he was incredible. He was belting out solos right in front of me on a guitar and yeah, doing some crazy stuff. Then he'd jump on the piano. He can play so many instruments, and he can sing in 5 octaves. The dude is incredible. Actual word for it. Go look it up. I believe it is. I believe it is. We're going to see resurgence in record vinyl combos popping up with this machine. Probably not as no RCA jacks. Yeah. Well, I mean, I have my record player, but it's just I have a portable record player that's battery operated that recharged the battery in my little hamburger, my little Audio Technica hamburger. I pull it out and play my records, but I don't sample from records. I just listen to records. I like to listen to them. I just sample from the phone nowadays. It's so much quicker. And I don't want to I got a vinyl collection, but I don't want to go nuts so buying thousands of vinyls. I already did that once, bought like 100, and most of them were trash. So I was like, I ended up just taking them to a record stop shop and just trading them, selling them to them for next to nothing. Oh, favorite Prince song? That's hard. I got so many. I mean, are we talking about the old Prince or are we talking about the new Prince? Because I like all of it. So it's kind of hard to pick one. Like if you want, like, I mean, I've seen him do Purple Rain on the piano. I've seen him do Purple Rain on guitar. Purple Rain is going to always be the classic pick if you had one. If you're looking for a deep cut, and the newer stuff, I like Guitar. He has a song called Guitar. On the older stuff, what do I like? This I would go through moments of where I like Little Red Corvette or I'd be like, and I listen to that thing on repeat. But then I would go back sometimes even further and listen to his like very first album and um just so many songs. But see, I'm not like the kind of person to put on one song typically. I'll play through the whole album because I want to hear the whole thing front to back. So I'll get caught up in albums and listen to the whole thing for like weeks straight. When he died, though, I was so heartbroken. I couldn't hardly even listen to the music. I don't know why it just hit me different. But anyway, well, that's a whole nother conversation. Um, Rolling is rolling, man. I mean, even that 1,000 that they just dropped or whatever seems like a menu divey thing. I haven't used it, but even the videos I watched, it sounds good, but it's a lot of rolling. I mean, a lot of rolling menu diving. It's just part of it. Yeah, Purple Rain on vinyl. The only one I have on vinyl right now is Parade. I think I have Parade on vinyl. That's it. My wife bought it for me. She found it somewhere and just got it. I would buy the other vinyls, but they're so expensive. And because I like his whole collection, it's very hard to just pick one record to go get. But if I see one somewhere for like used, I might grab it used. And I know a vinyl seller too. I could call him up and buy some from him. But yeah. But lately I've been listening to these artists from different countries. I've been listening to people from Denmark, just wherever. I just if I like their music, I lock in and just listen to the whole thing and can't even pronounce half these songs because they're in a different language, but they're still fun to listen to. I've done that. I bought a bunch of vinyl, like 200 records. Only half of them were playable. Exactly. They say you like 100 or 200 records, and then you get like a bunch of scratched up records, and you're like, I could sample from this, but nah. So, I mean, because nowadays, like if you can get a cleaner sample, even if it's an older song, you'd rather have the cleaner sample and then dirty it up yourself where you have more control versus a record that's all scratched up and you're going to get some little, these weird pops and clicks that you didn't even ask for it's harder to manipulate it. At least for me, I find that to be the case. Power Fantastic and B-side, yeah. Oh man, Computer Blue is the jam. Man, we that's a whole nother we need a whole different stream for talking about Prince. Cause he has some other cuts out there too that's like, man, let's not even go there. It's just gonna take I'll get rambling about that and then um most of the MPC 60 YouTube videos include vinyl bashing. Vinyl bashing. Okay. I never heard anybody use that term. I don't think. You can sample vinyl with the USB. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean mine has a Bluetooth on the thing and a bunch of other stuff I don't use. I just play them out loud through a speaker. See, I'm more about listening to the record than I am sampling from the record. But that's just me. And I prefer to play my music and then sample it, like make my own sample if I want to. But if I'm really wanting to sample, then I'll do it. You just got to manipulate it so you don't get any copyright strikes or whatever. I feel like the only unit with a research lab got to be in music. That TR 1000 should have been way more than it is. Nostalgia driven. Yeah, if the TR 1000 would have been affordable, I think it would have been amazing. But I think with that price tag on it, you got to really just want that. For me, I'd rather have a SP 1200 or something like that if I'm going to go with something that's older or that kind of has that old nostalgia feel. It doesn't matter the language. Yeah, for sure. Well, most of the music I'm talking about, when I say I don't know the language, I mean of the titles of the song because there's no words in it. I listen to like a lot of instrumental music. So it's like these artists from like Denmark, but the title of their songs, you would never know what that is. I had to use like Chat GPT to figure out what the titles meant. But the music is phenomenal. I mean, it's like incredible stuff. What's up, Davey? Wee. If I'm a fluffy sample. You can use you ever use guitar pedals on your synths? Um, I haven't, but I play guitar, so I had a whole guitar pedal board. So I've used guitar with pedals, but I've never really used them with synths because most of my see, I wasn't into synths that much as I was a guitar. I play guitar and bass. So I would use pedals with my guitar for sure. But now, I mean, everything now you can just if I got to record into some form, I'm gonna record into Ableton. I might as well just use plugins in Ableton. I don't really want to go spend money on pedals. Now, if I was out performing live or something like that, then yeah, I would be like, okay, let me go get some pedals because I need this to sound like this. But Valhalla is all in my computer. I just record into the computer. What's a fluffy sample rate? What's good, hero? But yeah, I do like guitar pedals. I used to buy them all the time, but when I stopped playing guitar, I just stopped messing with it. Hero plays guitar. He knows what's up. Yeah, Roland is something else. We'll see what Roland's going to do. 404 day is on the way. So we'll see. Use the Line 6 Helix or HX Stomp. Yeah, if you're playing guitar, I mean, the HX Stomp is a nice way to go to give you all the pedals in one box where you could just use them that way. And I think if I was going to use a guitar pedal nowadays, knowing what I know, I would probably go with something like that, like a Line 6 HX Stomp, just because it's all there. Instead of buying individual pedals, because individual pedals, you could go out and spend like $300-400 on one pedal. Unless you just it better be an amazing pedal too. If I spent $300 on a pedal, I that sucker better do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I think the Chroma is the one that I'm interested in the most because I would use it all the time on the sound just to give some saturation and warmth to the sound. And I think you're right. It sounds good on synth. I think I would probably approach that. I tell you what, I would love to see. I would love to see Valhalla. Speaking of Valhalla, put all their pedals or all their plugins into a pedal. If they ever did that, I would definitely be on board for that because I have them all. So I would just love to have that in a pedal, kind of like Eventide does. They put their stuff in a pedal. You ready for a new bass, Ali Star? Yes, indeed. Me too. I just I just don't know which one I want because every time I look at one, then I look at another. Especially after I go watch Thundercat playing, then start saying, "Man, I wouldn't mind." Then I gotta stop. Like, catch yourself. Don't do that. That ain't you. Making your own samples is tight. Yeah, I got some samples out there for you if you want to get them for free. Um, just go to my Gumroad page. You can pretty much find me. Just look up, and you can get sample soup. You can get sample soup for free. One, two, or if you want to donate and contribute, you can do that too. So you can do that. If you go into Discover, you should just be able to type in. Let's see. Sample suit right here, volume 1 and 2. So it's $0, but if you want to contribute, you could contribute $1, whatever you want to do. Or just get it for free. And then I got 2 volumes out. I'm gonna be doing some more volumes at some point. I just gotta take the time to do it. I have a textro pack. Just look up my name. You can take these, use them in your music, whatever, flip them. Just don't sell them. That's the only rule I have. Just use them how you want to. Um, yeah. So there you go. So you can listen to some of those. Those are for free. I have albums on Bandcamp, so you can check out my albums if you want. Since we're talking about it, I'll just go there. I just put this one out called Places and Spaces. I'm more into like jazz, ambient, cinematic music, but you can see all my albums are all right there. So yeah, just go there, check it out on Bandcamp, and you can grab them. Some of them are free to grab. Some of them are like $3. If you can donate, it's great. Bandcamp's one of my favorite places. They're actually local to me, so I like to use them. Let's see, analog heat effects. Yeah, analog heat effects. If you can get that thing, it's pretty dope. I would actually have that one too, but it's so expensive. You just have to commit to getting it, I guess. So even just a little compression from the chroma cons sounds amazing. See, that's the one I want though, is the chroma. If you're trying to run your stuff through samples, the chroma or the analog heat, either one of those, I don't think you can go wrong. Guitar is 10 rand. Wonder if the MPC sample will have Ableton Link. Good question. Ableton Link audio, I'm assuming is what you mean. Or Ableton Link, either one. Probably not. Pairing this with other groove boxes could be pretty cool. Honestly, you could just record it into whatever you have on your iPhone. Um, if you have Loopy Pro and you want to do it there, if you have Koala and you want to just run your stuff through there, you can compare it with Koala. You can do it through the iPad and use BeatMaker 3. You have Logic. You have just record into those devices, any of those devices on the go. We're talking about on the go, so it'd probably be your iPad or iPhone, one of the two. His guitar is 10 grand. You're talking about Thundercat. Yeah, Thundercat's guitar is crazy. Man, he did this song recently, just came out about 5 or 6 days ago with Willow Smith, the girl that's who's that? Will Smith's daughter. It sounds really good. Willow Smith and Thundercat on a track. It's pretty cool. Wonder, oh, you already read that. I'll be something, a Sire Z7. Oh, you're gonna get a Sire, yeah. 5-string P bass. I love a P bass. They sound so good. Definitely about to check them out. Appreciate you. Yeah, thank you, Ocho Main. Appreciate you. My goal is the final piece of gear for the job. I'm tired of shopping. There's curse to cheapness in audio. Yeah, I think it just comes down to the chase seems like something that everybody wants to do. We all like chasing something. I think it just gets to a point where it's like, all right, I'm sick of chasing. Just get what you're gonna get, make some music. Right? Just get it and make some music. Because in the end, if you're not making no music, you're just collecting. If you're not making no music, you're just following the itch. And I've been down that road where you completely get stuck in a rabbit hole where you constantly, I need this. No, this isn't working. I'm gonna go get this. It's just make some music at some point. Put some music out. Do something. So I agree. I'm not about to chase all that after a while. I have the sample suit 1 and 2 from way back in the day. No, this is I when you say way back in the day, my sample soup volume 1 and 2 hasn't been out not that long. So I don't know if you got somebody else that has the same similar thing that's called sample soup or something, but yeah, this isn't the same thing. When did I put this out? I put it out way before then, so it wasn't March because that would be today. When did I put this out? Anyway, I made a video about it. You can go back and look at my video and see the date when I put it out. I feel like it's been like 3 or 4 months now. Probably like 3 months. I'm gonna guess if I had to look. Let me just see if I can remember when I dropped it. Sample soup. There we go. So I put this out on January the 23rd. So like end of January. So it hadn't been that long ago. So unless you got it from end of January on, it hadn't been out that long. But yeah, if you got it when I first put it out, it's the same ones. So I'm not sure when you got it. Thanks for the Gumroad. Never heard of it before. Yeah, you can get all kinds of stuff from Gumroad. Um, I've noticed that you can't mix cheap gear with expensive. It doesn't work. It cheapens itself one way or no, along the chain. Gear. Yeah, I'm with you, Davey. Plugins have been my gear accusation syndrome or whatever. My gas is for gear. I mean not gear for plugins. Then that would be PAS, PAS, plugin accusation. So it's PAS. So you got you pass gas, I guess. Um, you can have all the great gear, and it takes one bum mixer to ruin it all. Yeah. Honestly, it doesn't matter what you use, just make music. In the end, what you got is what you got, right? I stopped caring too much about it. I mean, I do care about it, but not overly thinking about that because you could spend so much time doing that and never make a single thing. And you're welcome, Megatone. Making hella beats using an app called Machine 2 way before I bought a piece of gear. It's not the tool, it's the person. Exactly. Using the tool can make music anywhere. Exactly. And that's why I say you can make music on Koala. You'll be fine. I could honestly get rid of everything, just have my iPhone and just do it all on the iPhone. But having gear and other things sometimes can contribute towards you making things you enjoy more. For me, I enjoy playing an instrument more, but I do like sampling too, though. But I just sample differently than other people. I mean, we all have different things. I like to mangle samples and take them to extremes and see how far I can stretch them and all that stuff. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I appreciate each and every one of you. I would go through the list: Ultramain, Megatone, Ali Star, Hero, Davy. Try to get everybody. Meerkat. Let me see who else popped in. Kenzo, appreciate you. Party Marty, appreciate you. Let me see who else I might have missed early on that came in. Jabbar, thank you. Aunt McQueen, thank you. I feel like I know Aunt McQueen. Certified Beats, thank you. Blatantly blatant always. Thank you. Oscar Slap. Appreciate you. Trying to see. And if I missed you, I apologize. I think I got everybody. I'll take one more stroll to see. Oh yeah, I missed Boombi, yeah. And I know I said Davey. Cool. Appreciate each and every one of you. You guys keep making music, have fun, find unique things, share it with each other. And let's just, keep this community going and going and growing, right? That's what it's about. I look forward to seeing what we all gonna do on March the 24th when this thing drops. Thank you again, Hero. See what everybody's gonna do. For those that don't get it and decide to wait, that's cool too. Nothing wrong with that because then you get to see everybody else's complaints and we'll see how it goes. So it's gonna be fun. Should be nice. Blatantly blatant. I hope you get yours first. You and Lonze, because you guys were two of the pioneers as far as jumping on it early, not knowing if it was true. And we'll see. I'm going to pass. I'll wait. Oh, there's Crazy Rabbit. Yeah, can't forget you. What's up, Crazy Rabbit? Yeah, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. I can't believe you even say you'll wait though, Crazy Rabbit, because you've been pioneering the talk of we need a portable MPC. We need MPC Mini. So we'll see. You might get the itch. We'll see. But either way, thank you all for showing up. We'll see you guys on the next video, and I'm out.